Hey everybody, it's Catherine, and today I'm going to go over what the word business means, because apparently a lot of you are very confused when you put it together with the word major. So I'm going to go over what it is like for me to be a business major, and what it could potentially be like for you to be a business major, because I know a lot of you have been leaving questions to me and are just super confused. So I love to clear things up. I love to give the best advice possible, so here we go. First of all, the basics. What my major is actually called. So, I am studying at the University of Southern California's Marshall School of Business. This is an entire college dedicated to business. There are 3 degrees in that college. One is an accounting degree, the other is a very specialized program. It's very complicated. If you want to look it up, it's called World Bachelor of Business. Very cool program. But the majority of us in Marshall are majoring in business administration. And that's a Bachelor of Science degree because it is pretty analytics, logic, math heavy, so it's not a Bachelor of Arts. It is an undergrad degree. That means out of high school you go into it, and then after college ends and I graduate with my business administration degree, I'll head off into the professional arena, maybe working at a consulting firm, maybe working for a small startup, who knows, and I'll probably be out of school for probably 3 to 5, and then I'll begin applying to MBA programs or Masters in Business Administration programs. And I think that's what people are most familiar with is master's programs, and they get really confused and wonder why you'd want to do an undergrad program. And for me, I knew I wanted to be a business major, so I thought I should major in business. And there were business programs available. So it felt like a pretty easy progression. I really didn't want to major in economics, didn't want to major in statistics or math or anything. I wanted to be a business major. I wanted to have all of that combined in one. And there are plenty of programs available for you out there. I talked about a lot of the schools I applied to in my college application advice series, so check that out if you want to know some good business schools. But basically, I don't see anything wrong with majoring in business as an undergrad because you can get jobs in consulting and finance and accounting and all of that right out of college, having the direct experience, especially getting internships during school. So really, if you're interested in pursuing business, sometimes my classmates would ask me why I'm doing that. Why don't I just major in what I want and then go back and get a business degree for my master's program? But this is what I want to do, so no judgment here. Go for it, and I'm going to go more into what that would entail. So I said I'm a business administration major. That's a pretty wide major. It basically just means administration is just the coverage of a company. So just making sure the entire company is working. The administration is the top level people, you know? So with Marshall's program, you can actually specialize once you get to your junior or senior year, take 3 courses in one field or take 3 courses in different fields. So you could take marketing, you could take management consulting, you could take finance, you could take operations. There are a bunch of other different fields you could take it in, entrepreneurship being one of them. So if you're looking for a degree that's specifically marketing or finance, that's going to be even harder to find than just a degree in business itself, but there are always opportunities to specialize when you're in a business degree. So now I'm going to answer a question that floods my Tumblr inbox on the daily. I honestly should have it under my frequently asked questions because I get this so much, and it's, what are you planning to do with your business degree? People don't know what a business degree does, and I kind of understand that because just like business, what do you do with business? How do you apply business? And the answer really is that you can apply business in any single way you want. So if you want to start up your own arts and crafts company, business will give you the foundation to do that. If you want to be in management consulting, which is basically you go around to other companies and kind of fix them and tell them what to do better, that's an option for you. If you want to go into finance, investment banking, all of that stuff on Wall Street, that's available to you after getting your business degree. If you want to be an accountant, that's available to you. If you want to do data analytics and go into a company and revise all of their data, that's available to you. If you want to do marketing and figure out how to best brand a company, that's available to you. But honestly, for me, the reason I'm here in this business degree, and no matter what specific sector I end up placing myself into, I know that with a business degree, I'm able to work behind a company whose mission I support. What's hard about business for me is that there are so many places you could work in. You can go from working in an agricultural business and having to learn all about the production of corn, about what consumers like about corn, about the pricing, about the graphs and the data, and then you could go right into the fashion world and be working on like a Devil Wears Prada kind of thing, and like have to get full into all of those lines and collections and how runways work and what designers like, and then you need to jump right into working into like a vacuum cleaner company, and like it's so adaptive. I'm looking to have the foundations to know how a business should operate, how to manage, how to lead, how to better improve the inner workings of a company, as long as I love where I'm working. So I've actually been compiling a list of companies I'd love to work for ever since high school. Among that list include Khan Academy for one, Dyson, I love their products, I love the way they think. IDEO, a really cool firm that basically just repackages products. Obviously, Disney would be the mecca. Disney Imagineering would be the coolest, and I would love to just get into that into whatever possible. I love IKEA, I love Costco, I love these companies, I love what they do, I love the way they make me feel, and I just want to be a part of that. So business really allows you to jump into those options. There are so many positions available. So that's enough about me. We're going to talk about you and why you would make a good fit for business major. So I did a little bit of brainstorming, thought about what some characteristics of a business major might include, and these are very biased by what I think I may possess, but things are skills that you really work on as a business major or you already possess. Definitely you need to be comfortable leading, and that will come with time, but leadership is a huge deal. You like making decisions and like looking at facts and deciding upon them. You're really confident when you're making those decisions, and when you're in a room, you're very analytical. You're always looking for ways to improve things, ways to make things more efficient, productive, that sort of thing. You're not afraid to share your opinions. When you're in an office, you're going to have a lot of headstrong people of different personality types. You should not be afraid to pipe in and say, this is my project, here's how it's going to make this plan better, and this is the initiative I want to take. Adaptive, again, I said there are so many different arenas to apply business to, and I always ask my mom, like, how did you learn about like green technology versus informational systems at like Cisco? Like, there's so many weird parts, and no matter what job you have, you're gonna have to readapt to every single field. So that's one major component. You have to be really curious and want to discover companies, and as soon as you get in there, figure out the whole schema of how everything works, because you're gonna have to build upon that in order to improve the company's operations. And then lastly, very dedicated and very disciplined. Business is very grueling. A lot of people dread office jobs and desk jobs. It doesn't have to always be that, but basically it's corporate, and you're going to be working a lot because there's always demands placed upon you. And I mean, the salary does compensate for that, but it is challenging, and you should be ready for that. So if you hear all those characteristics, think you would like to possess those characteristics, or you think you already do, are interested in business, interested in leading, being a manager, being the boss, these are some books you might want to consider reading that really sparked my interest and really clued me into the fact that I'd be a good business major. So first of all, Freakonomics, anything by Malcolm Gladwell, fantastic author. The Power of Habit. There are a lot of Disney business books, so Be Our Guest being one of them, all about how to make your consumers happy. Lean In, that's more for women in the business field. Life's a Pitch, that's obviously more about convincing people, advertising, that sort of thing. So really business is a combination of stats, psychology, econ, math, English. Not too big on the sciences, not too big on like history, but politics are definitely in there. It's a really good hybrid combination of everything, which is why I like it. If you're in high school right now and you want to prove that you are capable of going into business, you want to get some experience right off the bat, there are a couple of clubs I'm familiar with, neither of which I was a part of just because they weren't available at my high school at that time. But DECA is a business kind of like competition, case team sort of club. FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, it's also a businessy leadership type club. There are plenty of business camps at local colleges that you can get involved in. And there are always small office jobs, little internships. In high school they are pretty meaningless, but just being in that environment and seeing how business operate can definitely be great. As well as if there's any potential for you to shadow someone that you know in the business field, that would be phenomenal, because you'll see right then and there like if that's for you or not. So after that, after you apply to your business schools, you know you want to be a business major, you're kind of wondering, what is a business major like at college? Well, I can tell you because I've spent a year as a business major at college. As I go into my upper division courses, they'll start to specialize and go into, marketing, finance, consulting, those fields. But for now, everyone takes the same courses. Some of those include statistics for business, macro and microeconomics for business, business psychology, business communications, marketing, operations, writing, data analytics, leadership, international business. There are courses covering all of those basic components to give you a really well-rounded general knowledge of business so that you can go into whatever field you like. And also, as a business major, you have a lot of internships available to you, and you'll be competing against kids from other schools that don't have business programs, so kids that are in economics, kids that may be majoring in just finance and want to get into marketing, or they're just in psychology and want to get into business. And you'll have that business degree, that business background to kind of back you up. But there are plenty of internships out there during the summers for business majors, which is really great. Business majors can almost always intern during the summer if they'd like. And again, what can you do with a business major? Basically anything. After graduation, not many people go straight into an MBA program. It's really recommended that you work for at least 2 to 3 years before you go back and get your MBA. That's kind of what the schools want to see you do. And there are also a lot of different paths you can take with business. You could be pursuing a business undergrad degree and go into the medical field because you want to start your own pharmaceutical company or whatever you want to do. You could do business undergrad and then do a master's in cinematic arts so that you have the business component of that and you want to start your own production company. So really, if you want to minor in business, if you want to take a few classes in business, if you want to double major, if you want to major, I think it's super valuable. Like, there's really no reason to turn it down. And a lot of people think business is super boring. For me, it's really engaging, and I understand that these fundamentals will be applied to concepts I really like. Like, I'm going to get to see what's the most efficient use of this space in a Disneyland park for this ride. How many consumers are going to be this? Who's the target audience for this? What is the past present data for how well the parks have been doing each quarter? So, like, obviously, I don't know if I'm going to work at Disney yet. I know I'm going to work there. But these are the things I'm looking forward to doing, and I'm going to be able to do those once I have the knowledge from my major. So, take it with a grain of salt. Look more into programs. You can definitely go online and kind of search like career aptitude tests. I took a few of those through high school, and they always told me to do business or do business consulting or management or something. So that kind of clued me in that I was definitely going in the right direction, although there is some self-selection bias in there as well. I'm really glad you clicked on this video, and hopefully it cleared up some of your misconceptions. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and Cather out.